Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now this is officially my first Raw review, my first WWE review. Actually no, never mind. I do pay-per-view reviews, but I'm going to be starting a new series where I review the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. Now, my goal was to review the SmackDown with the first show back with crowds, but I was busy and I didn't get the time to do it. Now, I don't know, if I'm going to do this every single Raw and SmackDown, but you know what? I'm going to do it now because I took notes for this Monday Night Raw, and I'm just going to go over pretty much the whole show, segment by segment, match by match, and pretty much if you didn't watch it, well, this is, a way for you to catch up if you missed it. So let's start with the opening promo. And that opening segment was John Cena returning. Like I said, if you're an early 2000s kid like myself, John Cena is your childhood. He is your hero, and it's nice to see him back. So he pretty much thanked the WWE Universe, and he said it's because of you guys why I'm back here today in the WWE. And he wants to get his 17th championship in the WWE, which will be the most. Right now he's tied with Ric Flair for number 16. And then he went on and he challenged Roman Reigns to a fight at SummerSlam, and he will be at Friday in Cleveland. So that was pretty much the opening promo. He just challenged Roman Reigns, and we'll see what Roman Reigns has to say on Friday. He says he will see Roman Friday night. So SmackDown is looking already like a good show. And let's move on to the match. The first match of the night was a 6-man tag team. I mean, WWE loves the 6-man tag team matches. It was Riddle and the Viking Raiders versus AJ Styles, Omos, I still don't know how to pronounce it, and Matt Riddle. It was a very good pace match to open a Monday Night Raw. Very good match. John Morrison and Ivar really stole the show. I mean, they were doing like cartwheels, stuff like that. It was a really good pace match. And the ending was pretty funny too. Matt Riddle sprayed Omos with the dripstick, and then I think he threw it to The Miz. The Miz was holding the dripstick, almost turned around, and pretty much that's what caused them the match. And then, the team, I think The Miz was wheeling away from Omos. AJ Styles left the ring to, hold back Omos. And then something happened, and pretty much Ivar and, the Viking Raiders and Matt Riddle won the match. The ending was pretty funny though. So yeah, that was the first match, and let's move on to the second match. The second match on the card was Elias versus Jackson Ryder in a Sympathy of Destruction match. Pretty much this was a spot-filled fest. I mean, it was just spot after spot after spot. And I think, WWE realized no one cares about this rival, so we need to, have a big match with spots after spot after spot, and this is exactly what it was. I mean, it wasn't a bad match. It was just, they pretty much had to get through all the spots. It looked pretty forced, to be honest. They had to do this. They had to put him through a guitar, bang him over with a, trombone. I don't know what they used. It looked pretty bad, to be honest. I'm not a big Jackson Ryder fan. I just never was, to be honest. Elias, it's nice to see, his character is with the crowd, because that's what his character is, right? He needs a crowd, so it's nice that the crowd is back, and it was nice to hear WWE stands for Walk with Elias. That was pretty nice. But like I said, WWE knew that a normal 1v1 match no one would care about, so they had to do something like this, and I mean, I wasn't doing it for me. That was probably one of the lowest points on Monday Night Raw for me. And then we had a backstage promo with, I almost called him Matt Pearce. I don't know why. Adam Pearce, Sonya Deville, and Mansoor. And pretty much this was Mansoor pretty much put himself in a tag team match with Mustafa Ali for next week. And I think Ali overheard the conversation. He went in backstage, and he wasn't happy with Mansoor at first. But then he gave him a chance. He's giving him a chance. And let's see where this is going. Personally, I like Mustafa Ali. I've always liked him. And, it's nice to see him getting some TV time. Same with Mansoor. I'm fine with it. Let's see where this tag team goes, to be honest. But yeah, so we'll see what next week brings. And then in that same promo, Sheamus went and pretty much complained to Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce that, why does he have to face Humberto Carrillo again when he just fought him last week and beat him? And pretty much Adam Pearce said, well, you attacked him before the match backstage, so it's not fair that you did that, and pretty much you're going to fight him again. And Sheamus was mad, but obviously he agreed to it because he is a fighting champion, and it's Sheamus at the end of the day. And then Charlotte Flair cut a promo pretty much saying, obviously she defeated Rhea Ripley. She is now an 11-time champion. And the crowd was actually cheering for her when she made her entrance. It was pretty shocking because if you look at all the, the Instagram comments, a lot of people don't like Charlotte because she does hold a lot of titles. But, for the people in the crowd, they were cheering for Charlotte, which was pretty shocking to me. I don't really mind Charlotte, but she does hold too many titles. But pretty much she was talking about how her social media was popping off saying, oh, thank you, Charlotte, Charlotte, you're so good, blah, 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 whatever, right? And I was like, okay, this is going too smooth. And I thought for sure Becky Lynch was returning. And then we got Rhea Ripley, before Rhea Ripley interrupted, and then Charlotte Flair said, I could beat Rhea Ripley any time of the week. That's when Rhea Ripley came out and challenged Charlotte, and Charlotte obviously said no because, she just defeated her. And then Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce came out and said, well, Charlotte, you did say you could defeat Rhea Ripley any time of the week, so we will take your offer and Rhea Ripley just challenge you, and you two will be put in a rematch later tonight in the main event. And I thought, okay, if these two are having another match, Becky Lynch has to return, especially if it's a main event. We're getting a Becky Lynch return. Obviously, Becky Lynch did not return. If you read the title and see the thumbnail, obviously you know what happened. Even if you watched the show yesterday, you know what happened. But I thought for sure Becky Lynch was returning just because it was the main event. But obviously that didn't happen. But let's talk about the next point in Monday Night Raw. Then we had Natalya and Tamina, the tag team champions, versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. This was definitely the lowest point of Monday Night Raw. I did not care about this. Pretty much Natalya and Tamina won, and then Shayna Baszler got mad at Nia Jax saying, why is Reginald still here? Why is he still here? And then I thought Jax was going to turn on Shayna Baszler, but instead Nia Jax headbutted Reginald and pretty much turned on Reginald. And then later the 24/7 jobbers came out and Reginald won the 24/7 title. And that's all to say about this segment, or this match plus the segment after the match. So yeah, Reginald's no longer with Jax and Shayna Baszler. Personally, I'd rather see Shayna Baszler turn on Nia Jax and then Shayna Baszler goes on a singles run because, my goodness, she deserves a lot more. Then we had Sheamus versus Humberto Carrillo, which was actually a pretty long match. It was obviously a good match. Sheamus was the MVP in the Thunderdome. Every match he was in was good. Humberto Carrillo is an amazing, high flyer. Put these two in a match together. Last week was literally like a bro kick and that was it. But this week they had a actually pretty long, really long match. And I thought it was a pretty solid match, which Sheamus obviously won. Then we had MVP and Bobby Lashley, and MVP was talking about, how Bobby Lashley retained and destroyed Kofi Kingston, and then obviously they said whoever wants to challenge the almighty champion, go right ahead. And then Keith Lee made his return, which is obviously nice to see. Keith Lee, he's been out since January dealing with a health issue, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure he got COVID. And then I'm pretty sure like a side effect, something happened with him. But whatever the case is, nice to see him back. Bobby Lashley, Keith Lee, amazing match. And Bobby Lashley won. And then after, Goldberg, dun, 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 Goldberg. Pretty much that's going to set up the match at SummerSlam, Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg. Pretty much Goldberg said, "You're next." And yeah, hey, that's Goldberg for you. But like I said, I'm actually fine with this match. obviously, they couldn't get Brock Lesnar for SummerSlam. So as a replacement, I'm fine with this match. As long as, obviously, Bobby Lashley retains. But, yeah, that's it for that. Then we had Jinder Mahal pretty much replaying what's happened during the Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal feud, dating all the way back to, I don't know, something happened, and then they replayed on Money in the Bank when Jinder Mahal screwed over Drew McIntyre, and then that led us to this point. Drew McIntyre attacked them with a steel chair, pretty much what Jinder Mahal did to Drew McIntyre, which Drew McIntyre did to Jinder Mahal. And then Drew McIntyre destroyed one of, not the Singh brothers, but you get what I'm saying. Whatever his name is, Rafiki. We're just going to go with Rafiki. I don't know his wrestling name. And he destroyed him with the chair so many times. The fans were chanting, "one more time." And then Drew McIntyre left the ring, got another steel chair, hit him 20 more times. But, it's nice to see the crowd still like Drew McIntyre. Personally, I love Drew McIntyre, whether he won the Money in the Bank or not. Hey man, I'm all for Drew McIntyre, and I'm pretty sure we're getting this match at SummerSlam, which is I'm totally fine with because these two do have history. They were in the 3 Embiid together. I'm pretty sure they were, right? Him. I know it was Drew McIntyre, Heath Slater. I'm pretty sure it was Jinder Mahal, right? Or am I tripping? Either way, they do have a long history. Yes, it was Jinder Mahal. I'm pretty sure. Tell me down below if I'm wrong. And then we had a promo package of Karrion Kross, which led to Karrion Kross. I'm like, okay, here we go. Karrion Kross is about to make his Raw debut as the NXT champion. I don't know what's happening there, but he makes his debut, and where is Scarlett? That's my question. That's a lot of people's question. Where the hell is Scarlett? He fought Jeff Hardy, which he brought back his old theme, No More Words. And, I like Jeff Hardy, all right? But, you buried Karrion Kross. I'm not going to get into this again. I made a video yesterday. So if you want to watch that, go right ahead. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just saying it makes no sense. Karrion Kross was undefeated in the WWE. And then he loses his undefeated streak in 2 minutes. No Scarlett, which is a huge, factor in Karrion Kross's character. I don't understand what WWE is doing. And then after when he got buried, they advertised NXT and he was in the commercial. Like, how are you gonna advertise Karrion Kross after he just got buried? How are the casuals that don't watch NXT are gonna get into Karrion Kross after what they just saw? It makes no sense. I'm not gonna get into this again, but it's nice to see Jeff Hardy, and maybe, fingers crossed, he gets a push. Then we had Eva Marie and Doudrop on the Alexa Playground. I'm going to be honest. It was on. The segment was on for me, but I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know one word that happened. So let's go to the main event. Then we had the main event, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the Raw Women's Championship in a rematch. And I thought for sure Becky Lynch was going to return, which was not the case. And in fact, Nikki Cross cashed in her Money in the Bank, and she is the new Raw Women's champion. Now, you know that I'm not a fan of the character, the gimmick. I'm not a fan. I'm happy for Nikki Cross, but I'm not a fan of the gimmick. I'm not invested to it. I'm not into it. And, superhero characters are cheesy. Let's be honest. They're cheesy, especially, almost a superhero. But I don't know what to expect in this title reign. I really don't. I don't know how long I see this title reign happening. For all we know, Charlotte Flair could win it back at SummerSlam, because it's Charlotte Flair at the end of the day. But yeah, that was your overall Monday Night Raw. What I thought, it was a good show, but a couple of disappointing outcomes like Karrion Kross. But it was a good show for the first Raw back with crowds. And, we'll see if I do this again next week. I might do it for, I'm going to do it for SmackDown for sure, just because it's SmackDown. I love SmackDown. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it for Raw again, but tell me what you guys think of the review. And I'll see you guys in my next video, and peace.